Alright, welcome back everyone. I have a tank build here I would like to share. It's a lot faster pace. It's more of a single target. You can AoE with it. This is not saying that this build is better than the last build video I posted. That's a completely different style. That's more of an AoE. This is more of a single target. But this build is there's a lot more versatility with this build. You can go quest, you can go do PvP, you can do dungeons. You can use a two-hander, you can use a one-hander. You can keep on your sword and your shield. So basically we're going to go Redoubt. You are not going to use Devotion Aura. We want hit. You can go ahead and do Guardian's Favor. It gives your Blessing of Freedom, 6 seconds. You're just spending 2 points and you're not going to put it here. We're not going to get 4%. You're just trying to get improved Righteous Fury. That's all you want. Then we're going to come over here to Retribution. We're going to reduce the mana cost. We're going to reduce our Judgment cooldown. We are going to increase our attack power bonus for Sheath of Light. We're going to go Conviction. All 5. Now here's where you can kind of choose. I would say leave this up to the player because you might want to put the 3 points somewhere else. But me personally, Seal of Command is part of the rotation. Now you have 2 points left. You can either put 2 points into Eye for an Eye, which isn't bad. It's great in PvP. If you PvP a lot, you're going to get crit a lot, especially from casters. Other than Shadow Priest. I mean, that's all I gotta say. Shadow Priest. What else should I say? Or you can increase the damage done by your Retribution Aura. I think it will add a total of 12 damage if you get both points. That would be 100%. It already does 12, so you're going to be doing 24 damage with Ret Aura. Me, I just took the Pursuit of Justice because I like to move faster. I would suggest probably Ret Aura, especially if you're doing a lot of tanking. It's more of an AoE generator threat. Mobs hitting you. I like Pursuit of Justice. This is kind of up to you. You can take whatever you want here for your last 2 points. PvE, dungeons, take this. PvP, Eye for an Eye. And Pursuit of Justice if you want to just move faster, which I like moving faster. Now, for your runes, this is where it kind of gets fickle. Your chest, you can keep Divine Storm. There's no reason not to. It's your only real AoE generator. So you're going to have to keep Divine Storm. Hands, obviously, if you're tanking, keep this on. If you're not tanking and you're doing questing, PvP, whatever, put on Crusader Strike. There's no reason not to. That's just normal anyway. Waist, obviously, Sheath of Light. There is nothing better right now. If Infusion of Light would apply to your Exorcism right here, increase the damage done by your Holy Shock. If it had also Exorcism by 20%, I think this might be better. But hey, we're working on our spell damage. That's what we're doing. Because we can cheese our spell damage too. Legs, this is where we kind of put everything together. Exorcism. And feet, we're going to do Art of War. Now, you can switch these if you're not comfortable, but I wouldn't because it throws off the entire build. You need all this to come together to make this really shine. Basically, what you're doing is you are trying to get a melee critical strike. Alright, so when you have this build, your bars should look something like this. This is how I designed mine, and we're going to Seal a Crusader always first. Now, I know these mobs are low level, but we can at least kind of go through the rotation. We want Seal the Crusader, and we want to judge them with that before we use Exorcism. That way, we just get that extra. Increase holy damage taken by up to 92, and then we're going to apply this. Now, with Seal Command, the key to this is having the target stunned before we judge them. And that's going to basically double the damage, which is massive. So I don't think this crocodile is going to last very long. Now for blessings, you have 2 options, obviously. Blessing of Wisdom, Blessing of Might. If you're struggling with mana, just go ahead and use Blessing of Wisdom. You're going to struggle with mana sometimes. This is a really mana intensive build. Use Retribution Aura all the time. There's no reason not to. It's going to help with your threat. In my past video, I did have Devotion Aura, and I do enjoy Devotion Aura when I go like full tank mode. I don't know why. And a lot of times I have another Paladin with me that will have Ret Aura. But in those cases, you don't have another Paladin with you, then run Retribution Aura. If you have another Paladin with you, then it's fine to run Devotion, or and pretty much that's it, really. So basically, I always try to get a judgment on them, so they're increased holy damage taken. And you just exorcism into a seal, into a judgment. Now we're waiting on a white crit, and that will reset this. Or you can stun and then judge, and that will increase the damage. And there's a crit, and there he's dead. Now, I know that's only like a level 37, but you feel like you're doing more. A lot of the past builds, you kind of feel like you're not really doing much. You're standing there waiting. You're reacting to things. A lot of the tank build, the most recent tank build I made too, is a very reactive tank build. You're waiting for things to happen before you do something, or you're pooling and then just standing there, which, you know, happens, and that's kind of slow. This is more fast paced. Can you pool like 8 mobs at one time? Probably, especially if you're geared. Anyway, speaking of gear, I had a question about some gear, and then we'll look at one more build that we're going to test a little bit in the future, and that'll be it. So my gear, I'll just mouse over it really quick. This plate helm, I believe it was a drop in Ultimate, or I might have got it from the auction house, one of the two. Sentinel's Medallion, Herald's Shoulders, Coagulated Cloak, a PvP event, Scarlet Chest Piece waiting to replace with the RFD chest piece. And Bracers of the Monkey. I would prefer the strength and stamina, but we got agility and stamina, which is fine. That increases our crit chance to crit. Same thing with the gloves. We got the monkey version, and that's okay. We just have the agility. Belt, I believe, was auction house. Pants, everyone knows where those come from. Boots, I'm not sure. Just strength, stamina. Both PvP rings, and then the Rune of Duty trinket. And this is from the Dark Rider event, so don't worry about this. I will be purchasing the PvP Arathi Basin one that absorbs damage. Obviously, the weapon. Fiery Blaze Enchant, get that from doing the quest in Badlands. Do the quest, it's easy. It's just time consuming. All you gotta do is kill whelplings, straightforward. And the Aegis. And the Labyrinth. Alright, so we're gonna look at another build that we were testing last night, or a couple nights ago on stream. And I think it's viable, but right now I don't think it is. It's slow. It's very standing there. You do a lot of standing there. Now why I say that is, if you look at the build and you look at the runes, that is the wrong rune. Let's say you run Avenger Shield. You have this ability. You could run Exorcist and Art of War. It's a holy shield build with Blessing of Sanctuary. I would like to test this build out a lot, and I haven't been able to. We did recreate it on stream and talked about it, and I think it's something we're going to test in the future. But after making it, the build, and having it on my character, really the only buttons you have are those. Those are the buttons you have. And it's really, it's going to be difficult. Let me get, stop. Did you see that? There's 3 white crits in a row. We got 3 exorcisms in a row. Love to see it. Absolutely love to see it. And now we're not going to get anything. Just stop. But this is what your bar is going to look like. And I don't, it's not very, you know, that's not very appealing. Because most of your abilities, Aegis, you're going to have to run. You can't run Divine Storm with the Holy Shield build. So you're going to have one ability. And that's Judgment. I want to thank everyone for all their support on the channel. It means a lot. And I appreciate all the comments and likes and subs and everything. And if you ever have any questions, you can always ask, and debates. I like to talk about, you know, why I make decisions I do or why I think something's better. Because most of the time I learn a reason why it's not, and I think that's great. And sometimes, you know, we learn that we can't do something a certain way that we think we can. I think the game is in a weird spot since level 40 is the cap. A lot of builds that we used to use a long time ago, we can't use because that cap was level 60. So, you know, pushing towards Holy Shield and Consecration won't happen until phase 4. So right now we're just gonna have to take what we can get, and I really enjoy this build that I have. You can pretty much do anything you want with the build. You can go do player versus player, you can go quest, you can go take dungeons, but you can use a two-handed weapon as well. It works. It's all around. I like staying in sword and shield just because I'm attacking a little bit faster. And you know, it's a shield, you know, and it's a sword that glows red. I mean, why wouldn't we use it? Anyway, thanks everyone for being here. If you made it this far, and I will see you in the next one.